All right, let's talk about some of these programs, some of the malware or the apps or the viruses, whatever they are. You know so much more about this than I do. But we've seen an increase in spear phishing this past year. Now, first of all, can you explain to those of us who aren't as hacking savvy what exactly that means?
Look, I'm an old Kansas firm boy. It's really exactly what it sounds. You remember when you went fishing, you just throw a pole out there with some bait and whatever came along, you know, you would catch the fish? That's called phishing, P-H-I-S-H-I-N-G. Spear phishing is when I intentionally target somebody like you. I would do, and this has actually happened, Liz. I interviewed Kevin Mitnick, the world's most famous hacker, just about a month ago around the topic of spear phishing. The way it works is they go on LinkedIn, they go onto your social media profiles, and they understand you. They understand what it is you follow, what it is you do, and then pretty soon you get this specially crafted email that you look at, you go, yeah, that's the information I want. You click on whether it's a PDF or a Word document or click on a link that takes you somewhere. That clicking on whatever it is what delivers and puts the malware, the malicious software, that's where malware comes from, the malicious software onto your system. It's the #1 tool for espionage. This is how the Chinese, the Russians, the Iranians, this is how they're doing the things they do. The #1 tactic is spear phishing. And why does it work? Because people are the targets.
And it's so creepy that they're using your own personal information that you put on the internet against you, that they're actually targeting you specifically.
Absolutely.
Now, who is being targeted by this sort, by this spear phishing? Is this just, like you said, military or people in the top financial brackets, or is this automated enough that it's pretty widespread?
It's getting to be more widespread, and I'll tell you where the people who should be concerned is with this OPM breach. People are worried about, well, they're giving you credit monitoring. Quite frankly, it's useless because the Chinese are not interested in your credit card information. However, this becomes a huge source of information to be able to craft these spear phishing attacks. I'll tell you the other thing we're seeing a big increase in. It's these transfers of these money transfers that are happening because they're using an email that comes in that purports or looks like it's coming from the CEO, but it's not going to the CFO or somebody. And these are called whaling. Now you got phishing, spear phishing, and whaling. Whaling is when I go after the big fish, the big whale, the white whale. And if, there's a company out there called Ubiquity. This is well known. You can look at it. You can research it on the internet. They lost $46 million through one basically series of emails. No links, nothing to click, simply because they fooled the CFO into transferring $46 million.
And how does this work? You said that it looks like an email is coming from one of the top executives going to another top executive that's actually sent from an outside source?
Yeah, I'll give you a quick example. Let's take the name Cloudmark. That's a company that's out there. If you take CLOUDMARK, you look at that, you go, okay, that's Cloudmark. If you take R and N and put them together, it looks like an M. So instead of Cloudmark, it's actually CloudRNark. And so the mind puts this together and they look at, I mean, there's a lot of psychology involved in this, Liz. So basically you deceive people, they look at it. If you misspell a word internally inside the end, beginning and end letter, the mind will rearrange it and say, oh, that's what the word should be.
Right, because like those forwards that you get from,
really see this.
Right, it's like those forwards you get from people on your email where it says, oh, if you're this smart, you can read this.
Absolutely.
And it has a paragraph of words with all the vowels mixed together, all the letters mixed together, and you can still understand what it's saying. Wow, that's really incredible that people are going to this length to be dishonest. Now, another area we've seen an increase is
for $46 million, I would do that.
For $46 million, yeah, that's true. Let's talk about ransomware for a second. Can you explain to us exactly what ransomware is?
Just like it sounds, I'm holding something for ransom, and what I'm holding for ransom isn't a person, it's your data, it's your photographs, it's your financial information, it's your hard drive. So what happens now, there's a new type of ransomware out there that before, it pretty much only attacked Windows platforms, Liz, so if you had a Windows machine, it would attack you. But now they have a version that runs on Java. Java comes from Oracle, but Java is one of those languages that runs on any system, doesn't matter. It could be Windows, it could be Linux, it could be Mac, because I'm a Mac guy. So now they have a new version, but what it does is when you click on it, it goes through your entire hard drive, it encrypts everything, then it pops up this message that says, Liz, guess what? We're holding your data for ransom unless you pay us, and they're using cryptographic currency, things like Bitcoin. Unless you pay us in Bitcoin, we're going to erase everything. Then they give you a countdown clock, and if you don't pay them within 4 days, guess what they do? They delete your information. It got so bad, Liz, I was at a terrorism conference in Atlanta speaking, and I had the FBI special agent in charge of the Atlanta field office, the U.S. attorney down there. They were talking, it's so bad, the FBI has basically told some of the people, we can't decrypt this stuff. Your best bet, unfortunately, is to pay the ransom, and that's the only way you're going to get your data back. So, but the solution to that,
Oh, wow,
real
and
quickly,
that's such a slippery slope,
back up your data,
too.
back up your data.